Hey guys, it's me, Trisha, and today in this video, I'm going to be reading the story The Fox and the Cat and explaining the elements of a narrative in that story. So, yeah, and this is actually a different setting. I'm somewhere else, so let's just talk about the story. I'll tell you the story, and yeah, The Fox and the Cat. A fox was boasting into a cat of its clever devices for escaping its enemies. "I have a whole bag of tricks," he said, "which contains 100 ways of escaping my enemies." "I have only one," said the cat, "but I can generally manage with that." Just at that moment, they heard the cry of a pack of hounds coming towards them. And the cat immediately scampered up a tree and hid herself in the boughs. "This is my plan," said the cat. "What are you going to do?" The fox thought first of one way, then of another. And while he was debating, the hounds came nearer and nearer. And at last the fox, in his confusion, was caught up by the hounds and soon killed by the huntsman. Miss Puss, who had been looking on, said, "Better one safe way than 100 on which you cannot reckon." That was the story. So that story was what I picked, and I hope you guys like that story that I picked right there. It's called The Fox and the Cat, if ye have forgotten. And I'm going to be talking about the elements of a narrative on The Fox and the Cat. So, yeah. So, yeah, let's talk about the theme, which is right here. The theme over here is better one safe way than 100 on which you cannot reckon. So basically, like, better have like one way to be safe than have a lot of ways, but you can't really be safe. Like, I mean, just, I don't know, like, be prepared and stuff. I feel like it's like right here in the bottom. Right there in the bottom. Better one safe way than 100 on which you cannot reckon. So yeah, it's kind of like a riddly thing that you have to it's figurative. So yeah. So the next topic we're gonna talk about is the plot. So the plot over here is they were, I believe, in the woods. I believe they were in the woods because they were like a pack of hounds, but yeah. So, yeah, wait, that was set. Wait, no. Oh my god, wait. Yeah, oops, that was the setting. Okay, so the setting, they were in the woods. So yeah, let's talk about plot. So let's talk about in the plot, the exposition. The exposition is where it's basically the first part because it says a fox was boasting to a cat of its clever devices. So that's the exposition. It's basically in the first row of the story, and it's what I read. Oops. Okay, let me get the door. Sorry about the loud doorbell, but let's talk about rising action. So here in the story, The Fox and the Cat, the rising action is when they hear the pack of hounds coming towards them, and also it's also in the part where like the fox was like the hounds were getting nearer and nearer, and the fox was confused because he was right at front of the hounds. So that is the rising action of the fox and the cat story. Let's move on. So next is the climax. The climax, I thought the rising action was that one, like when the fox was like nearer and nearer stuff, but no guys, that is wrong. It's the climax. So the climax is where, as I explained a while ago, where the hounds came nearer and nearer, and at last the fox is in confusion, was caught up by the hounds and soon killed by the huntsman. Like, well, it's basically not soon killed by the huntsman. It was just like, close to it. So let's move to the next one. So the falling action over here is when the huntsman killed, I believe it was the hounds that were killed. At least that's how I thought it was. If you guys know the story and I'm wrong and the fox was actually killed, please tell me down in the comments below, because I would really love to know that. Because for me, the hounds were killed. The hounds, and yeah. Let's go on to the next and very last one of the plot. We're not done yet, guys. We're not done yet. Just the very last one of the plot. So, resolution. So, the resolution is right here. Where it says, Miss Puss, who had been looking on, said, better one safe way than 100 on which you cannot reckon. So that is part of the resolution. So let's actually move on to the next element of the narrative. We're actually on the third one still, and it is a very long video. So I hope you guys are still watching. You haven't clicked off, because this might have been boring for you guys. Because maybe. But if you guys like these stuff, tell me down in the comments, and I'll try to make some more. So yeah. Next one is the conflict of the story in here. So the conflict is basically the one in the plot, which is actually the climax, because that is not the climax, the rising action, because that's where the conflict takes place, when he can't think of a way. He has so many ways to save himself, but he can't pick a way. So yeah, that's basically the rising action, the conflict. So I've already explained it. So it's basically, just what I said. He can't explain. I don't know why I don't know. He can't think of one way. He thinks of many ways, but he can't choose one way to save himself. So basically that's that, and we have one more. I believe that's one more, which is the tone. So I'll just explain the tone while looking at the story, because I don't really memorize the story that much, because I guess it's okay. Maybe, is it okay? Tell me down in the comments if it's not okay. But, yeah. So, yeah. Over here, where hounds get nearer and nearer, your voice kind of goes up. Whoever's telling it, who's the narrator. For example, it's supposed to sound like this. Wait, where is it? Then of another. And while he was debating, the hounds came nearer and nearer. So I believe that's how I do it. I'm not good at reading stuff well, I can role play a little bit, but yeah. Yeah, so and over here in the next part, and at last, the fox, in his confusion, was caught up by the hounds, and soon killed by the huntsman. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys liked it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below which stories you want to hear. Cause I'm down for more. I can do some more. And yeah. Love you all. Bye.